Rap and Reason podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins. All right, we're back at it again for another episode of Rap and Reason podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Dr. Jeremy C. McCool.
And I'm Earl Hopkins. What's going on, man?
What's good, bro, man? We back in studio.
I know, finally, bro. It's been too long. It's been like how many months now?
Man, it's at least been probably like maybe like 3.
Yeah, 3 since like December.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. So I'm glad we back in studio. The show is better in studio.
It's better in studio. I think our audience is more engaged with us in like interacting in person too. So yeah, man, it's just more dynamic.
Yeah, absolutely. And we appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with us. Even when we have to record in our virtual format, we appreciate it, man. And everybody who is tuned in via Spotify, Apple Music, man, continue to rock with us, continue to rate us, share with a friend, man. And we appreciate y'all, man.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. How you been, bro?
I've been good, man. I was just back home visiting some family. My sisters are graduating soon in this next month, man. So I took some of the grad photos,
Nice.
hung out with some friends. So, yeah, I'm feeling really re-energized. Like, that's the feeling I always get when I go back to Ohio, bro. It's just knowing how far I've come along in life and just on a personal level, professional is always good. That's always a reminder. So, yeah, I'm feeling blessed, man. How about you?
Same, bro, man. Yeah, home will do it for you. Home will always, it'll bring you back and center you, unlike anything else. But, man, I've been good, bro, just working. It's a busy season. The semester's going well, so no complaints about that. I'm running back to hip-hop class next semester, so I'm excited about that. Just working, yeah, just really working, man. And a lot of hip-hop has come out, which I'm excited about. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Oh my God! Like I think I was looking Friday or Saturday, and I was like, I think like 5 artists I listened to drop on the same day. One other one dropped on March 27th, like last Thursday. I'm like, this is crazy, but I love it.
Yeah, man, it's good. I'm glad a lot of the artists are back outside making music, man. You got the OGs and the legends, but then you also have a lot of the newer artists who are still active, and we'll talk about one of those today. Interesting. We haven't got a chance to talk about this any of these topics really off mic. So this will be y'all are getting this in real time, which is good, which is gonna be good. So let's start off, man. GNX.
Let's talk about it.
GNX is the first rap album to go platinum in 2025, and by platinum, 1 million sales equivalents, of course, with streaming because people aren't typically buying records anymore.
Yeah.
The first to go platinum, man, and mind you, platinum without Not Like Us.
Yeah, like think about how many sales it would have if that was on the project, bro. Even on a deluxe version of it, like you know what I'm saying?
If Not Like Us was on it, it would have went platinum a long time ago.
I think it would have went nearly diamond, bro. I think I'm willing to take it that far. Just knowing how the stream structure is set up. Maybe not within this time frame, but I think it would be en route to being diamond within like a year or 2 plus. Yeah,
absolutely. And what if he included all of those diss records on there?
Come on.
If he included Euphoria and Not Like Us
as a deluxe, bro, like that would be crazy.
And I honestly have to say, do you think he should have?
I think the only one I think would have. Wow. I think Not Like Us would have fit like thematically, but I would love to hear Euphoria. Like maybe a interpretation of it, maybe even.
Yeah,
like,
I think he could have like did some different stuff with the production for Euphoria and then added it on there. Yeah. I would have liked to hear Euphoria on there too. Not Like Us fits the West Coast aesthetic that album has, but yeah, I respect him for saying like, no, I'm not gonna use that as like the momentum for this album. I'm gonna use completely original songs that have nothing to do with it. I do respect it.
I respect it too.
I respect it. I respect him saying like I'm not gonna let that rap beef reinterpret my vision for this project.
For sure, because you know that's what people were gonna say anyway. Oh, nobody would be, because they already said nobody's listening to this album. Nobody's paying attention to Kendrick without Drake. So the fact that he like took didn't make that move is telling of like where he wanted the artistic vision to be or like how he wanted it presented. So, and the result was the same, It still got the attention, clearly.
Yeah, it still worked. It still worked, man. And one thing about it is, has GNX, well, let's ask this. Has GNX aged well for you?
It has, because I said this when it first dropped. I'm like, this is a timeless kind of West Coast sound. So for me, this will never get old. Like, I can listen to RNG, Snoop Dogg, for forever. It doesn't necessarily have this exact sound, but like maybe a song like Vado, like with what do you do that with? Be Real or
Be Real.
Yeah, like that to me never dies just because it has that classic West Coast sound. So for me, it's still aged well. I still listen to it like probably like a couple times a week, to be honest. Yeah, especially Luther.
Yeah,
Luther to me is
Luther was just a smash, and I would say, man, to me, same thing. And I have a confession.
Okay.
When we first reviewed that album, I talked about how much I loved that album, but I also talked about a couple of the songs that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Peekaboo is not as bad.
Hold on. We got him.
You didn't get me. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Like, what changed my mind is going to Cali and hearing it like there.
Yeah.
All it took, I guess, was some people to crip walk to it in real time.
That's it, man.
And I was like, okay, I get this a little bit more. Because
Yeah.
when I first heard it, you remember, I was like, I don't know what this is.
I could see, because when I heard it, I could see visually somebody Hoover stomping to this.
Yeah.
To that and Squabble Up. Like, you like Squabble Up.
I love Squabble Up.
But like, I could see it at Peekaboo. I could see it all that. They was crip walking at Daco? That's crazy.
Yeah, well, they were doing something walking. Something
okay.
walking. I don't know what walk it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just a fly on the wall looking around. But yeah, no, I definitely would say that me seeing the impact of it outside made me say, oh, okay, I see this. I see what this is now. Even the same thing with Hey Now, I still don't like that one. But those were the two that I didn't like on there. Yeah. And I think Peekaboo is like I said, once I saw people dancing to it, I was like, oh, okay. It sounds better loud.
It sounds better for sure.
Yeah.
But Hey Now has, to me, I think you're right, bro. It has no, I don't even know why I was on there. I'm gonna be honest.
Now that could have came off and Not Like Us could have jumped on there.
Honestly.
If that was the case, it probably would have been a dang near perfect album.
Honestly, bro, like top to bottom.
Yeah.
Because Man at the Garden, I now appreciate more.
Hey, I was going to say, man, what about the songs that you didn't like? 'Cause you didn't like all of the amazing ones. So not like a Man at the Garden and Reincarnated is crazy. So
I still don't love Reincarnated because I wanted, instead of interpolating like a Tupac flow, just flow like how you normally flow on it. I would have liked it better. But like Man at the Garden, I can appreciate.
Man at the Garden is amazing. I don't know what you would.
And I think because didn't he perform it at Super Bowl or I'm tripping?
Yes.
So I think him performing it. Certain songs are made for performance. Like I think it's reversed for like a Cardi or a Travis Scott or sometimes a Don Toliver. Like you got to see them perform it to really appreciate it. Like Yeezus, I didn't appreciate it until I saw the performance.
I still don't like it. So
yeah.
Maybe I didn't see the right performance. That never got good to me. There's like 3 good songs on there still to
Black
this day.
Skinhead.
New Slave. Blood on the Leaves.
Blood on Leaves. What's the
Bound?
other one? Bound.
So it's 4. There's 4.
Yeah.
4 out of I don't remember how many songs are on that album, but those are the only ones that are bearable to me.
Shoot, and I think there's 10 songs, so that's a bad ratio.
4 to 10. I mean,
it's not horrible, but
it ain't the worst. Now that I say it like that, if it's only 10 songs, definitely.
Because we'll talk about an album later that I'm like, yo, I think that ratio is worse. To be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk.
We'll talk about it for sure.
Little foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, shout out to K-Dot, man. A big accomplishment. Like I said, especially with you doing it with completely original and new songs.
That's huge.
It shows your impact in the game. And, man, I'm glad to see Kendrick on the forefront and on the front lines of all these charts, man. Seeing Kendrick at the top of these charts.
Yeah.
It's like, this is how hip-hop is supposed to be.
It is.
This is who's supposed to be.
The time is here.
Come on.
What does our good friend Justin Hunt say all the time? Like, what is it? What is his phrase, yo?
It's all here?
It's all happening.
It's all happening. It's all happening, man.
Shout out to Justin Hunt.
Shout out Justin Hunt, man, for sure. All right. I hate to go from Kendrick to Drake.
I know, but it's just
we
seems natural.
We didn't put any buffer in here.
No.
But the Nokia video dropped a couple days ago.
It did.
Yes.
It did. What was your thoughts like watching it in full?
I like how you threw it to me first. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I'm going to be real with you. And I said this on this podcast, and you disagreed.
I did.
I told you, as soon as I heard Nokia, I said, this is the hit from here. This is the best. This is the one that's going to work because it's extremely catchy.
Yeah.
It's one of those songs that gets stuck in your head. Even the, who's calling my phone, that little thing that's in the background, it's just extremely catchy. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. I did not dislike the visuals. My problem was I didn't think the visuals fit the song.
Not at all.
But I thought the visuals were dope, like the whole like carnival type thing. The like the black and white looked fire. Like the dancers were dope. Like I thought the visuals in general were fire. I just don't think they fit that song. Like those like the visuals were very dark and with that song being bubblegum disco like, it just was kind of throwing me off. But as far as like the two separately, like if you had took those visuals and put them behind a Kendrick song, I hate to say,
ironically,
but it looked like a Kendrick video.
It did.
It looked like a Kendrick video with a disco-y. I don't even really know what you call that song. Genre wise,
synth pop.
Something. Yeah. I would say like almost like an '80s pop type of feel.
Exactly.
And like I said, I like it, and I even liked some of the visuals. I thought were dope that he tied into the Nokia theme. I liked the little snake visual that was going around.
Yeah.
I thought it was dope because anybody who remembers Nokia, my mom had a Nokia. I didn't have a Nokia, but I remember asking for her phone to play the snake game on there.
Oh,
so
wow.
So I thought that was a fire little symbolism that they put in there for that. I thought it was cool. I thought I know a lot of people are doing deep dives on subliminal messages that are anti-Kendrick, and I haven't read that deeply into it. There's certain stuff on there. I know that there was a Canadian basketball player who was on there that's featured kind of that was featured kind of like how DeMar DeRozan was and Kendrick. So I saw little things that I peeped, but all in all, I think the two separately are cool. Like out of the Drake songs that I dislike, Nokia is not on the top of the list.
Nah.
There are some Drake songs I really don't like. I think Nokia is bearable for me. It's like, oh, this is cool.
Nokia to me is better. It's way far more enjoyable than a Tootsie Slide. Like,
that song
I didn't get.
No, that song was bad. I put this one on the same line as like a Hotline Bling.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's cute. Like it's like a little cutesy song that's like cool. Like it's not. Yeah. It's a pop song.
Right. But Hotline Bling was by far bigger. But I see where you're going with it. Like, they're in the same lane. They're of the same vein for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying like sonically. Like, I feel the same way about it, about listening to this as I felt about listening to Hotline Bling. Like they're both, neither one of them are going to be on my playlist or songs I love. But when they come on, I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Especially in college, bro. Because Hotline Bling came out my freshman year of college. Bro, we was going crazy. We doing the fake cell phones on the dance floor, all that, like that joint. And then Erykah Badu did like a whole EP or something based off that song alone. So I was hooked on that too.
And see, the thing I didn't like Hotline Bling because I liked the song that Hotline Bling stole from, but I like drums. So when I first heard drums, when I first heard Hotline Bling, I'd already heard drum song, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like the drum song that I like.
Exactly.
And I think for that, I didn't necessarily love it because I was like, you just stole drum song.
Whoa. Is Nokia an interpolation or like Drake's version of like a Tommy Richmond song or not at all?
I'm not going to disrespect Drake's song like that.
I was thinking that, bro. I was thinking that when it first
But you know what, the 80s thing, the tie back to the 80s pop.
I think it's a reach, but like, you could grab something from it, like if you really thought about it.
I would say it's jumping on that sound, yeah. And I think Tommy Richmond jumped on that sound, and when he came back out, and I think that's what got him popular. Yeah, was jumping on that '80s pop sound.
For sure.
And if that's the case, I think Drake is doing the same
I see
thing.
it a little bit. I see shades of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But all in all, I didn't dislike the video. What did you think about the visuals?
I thought the visuals were dope. I just think like thematically, I was very confused. Like I was just confused, but maybe I wasn't paying attention enough, honestly. But nah, visually it's dope. I like the carnival thing. And like certain elements of it reminded me of like some of the sequencing of how people were like dancing, like the background dancers. It reminded me of the Super Bowl performance a little bit too. Did that for you?
I saw that, and I think that's one of the reasons why people tied it into like Kendrick shots. Yeah, is because of some of the imagery as far as those dancers, and even the way the dancers were dressed and stuff. It definitely felt a little bit like Kendrick's Super Bowl performance.
And how they were dancing, it was throwing me off because I was like, they're not dancing with the intention to dance well. So that was also confusing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And we're back. So yeah, all in all, I thought that the visuals were cool. But I agree. I would say that there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I also noticed that the phone, I don't know if I'm tripping, but I noticed that the phone wasn't a Nokia phone.
Was it a Sidekick or something, bro?
There was 2 different phones. I saw the old
Okay,
brick phone.
yeah.
I don't know if Nokia made the brick phones.
I don't know.
Maybe they did. I don't know. That was before my time. But I also
have a car phone and everything.
Yeah, between the big brick phone and then the little slide up that looked like a Sidekick, I was like, that's not Nokia though. So it wasn't really on brand.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with it, but it was a lot going on though. One part I did like was the recreation of Toronto, like the skyline or whatever. Mm-hmm. That was kind of dope. I didn't, because him looming over it, like as if, this is truly my city. Like that element is like a little bit of a juxtaposition. I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly, but for the pod's sake, we'll roll with it.
I think you used it right. Yeah, that's
how
right.
Kendrick himself was kind of like touting the fact that, this is LA, I am LA, and GNX is an LA album, basically, a West Coast album.
Absolutely.
Too. So I saw that comparison a little bit, so that was dope. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I agree. And I also liked the last visual that I want to talk about that I noticed was the owls at the end.
Yeah.
Now I peeped that. I peeped the free owls. At the end of Not Like Us, there was Kendrick put the owl in the cage. At the end of this video, I noticed that there was just owls that were just out and about at the end. So I definitely peeped that symbolism. So I think these 2 men, I ain't gonna lie, I think these 2 are gonna be sending little subliminal shots at each other for the rest of their careers.
I can see it. I see it.
I think it's gonna be just forever. I don't think they're gonna dive fully back into rap battling, but I think I don't think they're ever gonna stop throwing little shots at each other.
Yeah, and that's a credit to number one. That's a credit to both artists. Like both artists are top tier artists in music, let alone the genre. So like, I like to see it, bro. I ain't mad at it. If I were Kendrick, I'm like, bro, I won this. Like, just take your beating and lead. But at the same time, I want Drake to not put up a fight necessarily, like re-spark it, but like, I don't mind it, man.
Yeah.
I don't. There's nothing wrong with having friendly ops in this game.
Yeah, no, man. Competition is healthy.
Yes,
competition can be healthy. I'll say. Yeah. I think that it pushes people to reach their full potential, and I think that there's nothing wrong with that when it's healthy.
When it's healthy.
Now, I don't know if theirs is healthy, but in general, though, hip hop is a competitive sport. It is what it is. It always has been, based around. I'm better than you. I'm flyer than you.
Right.
The bravado and all of that is a part of hip hop. It just is.
It's a part of it,
and that's not gonna change.
No, and I don't want it to change.
No, not at all. Not at all. As long as everybody is staying safe and nobody, harming anybody.
Right.
Nothing's getting violent. I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy for the culture. So
absolutely.
Yeah, man. So yeah, shout out Drake. This is the best move he's made since post-rap battle.
I agree 1,000%. We said that off the pod. That's the one thing we discussed. It was like, this is how you do it. Like, just move on, create a dope record, dope visuals behind it. And it even had me reluctant to, like, really accept it at first. I'm like, bro, this is one of the worst songs on Sexy Songs for You. But now that the video's tied with it, it's stuck in my head now. I've danced to it on a dance. Like, it's over.
They got you.
I'm
you groove to it is what you're saying?
Compromised completely, bro.
Yeah, man. This is the best move he's made.
Yeah, hands down.
Like, make your type of pop rap songs.
Yep.
That people like, and roll with it.
Roll with it,
man. So shout out Drake, I guess. What I mean? I still don't like this lawsuit situation. That's a whole nother situation. Like, like hip hop is hip hop. Let rap beefs and rap battles be rap battles.
Exactly.
Let's not report them. Yeah. All right. On another note.
Yeah. Did you want to talk YG?
Let's talk YG.
Yeah. Let's do it.
This is a good time to talk about YG, man. So recently, for anybody who's not familiar, YG released a song accompanied by Buddy.
Yes.
On the hook called 2004. Mm-hmm. And this song has a West Coast beat. I have to look at who the producer is.
Yeah.
Because the producer needs some credit for this.
He needs all the
because the production
he or she
is
needs
hard.
all the praise. For real.
It's produced by Swish, Smoke, and Cyrus.
Okay.
So shout out to y'all three. I don't know who the lead producer was on it, but shout out to all three of y'all because it's amazing production. One of the things that initially caught people's attention is the first couple of lines.
Yeah.
He leads off by saying that he was, just for purposes of not getting this video blocked, that he was SA'd.
Yeah.
by a woman who was older than him when he was a kid. And that is kind of the theme of the song, I would say. Is the theme of the song is him doing a lot of storytelling about how he was assaulted as a kid and how that impacted him growing up and how he didn't necessarily think that it was anything wrong until he got older and saw how it impacted him. So it's a really, really heartfelt song, but it's over like a dope West Coast beat. What did you think about it when you first heard this record?
Nah, the first thing that struck me is obviously the beat, the kind of nostalgic, like, kind of feel to it, too.
Absolutely.
It reminded me of, like, our Rhythm and Gangster, like, by Snoop Dogg when I first heard it, or something along that, in that lane, you know what I mean? And then I heard the hook, of course. I'm going to get to the line. You can't ignore that, right? But the hook, it had this Nate Dogg feel to it, too, on top of it, by Buddy.
Shout out Buddy for that, man.
Shout out to that, bro.
Man, Buddy is extremely talented. Like, rapping, and I didn't, like you said, I didn't know he really had vocals like that to sing, because the hook is hard.
Yeah. It was giving Nate Dogg a little bit, too. And YG, man, I've been a YG fan for a while, too. So, and, he's been vulnerable before, but, like, I feel like at times because he can be playful, he can be gangster, like, so he kind of, like, totes the line a bit, but I've never heard him, like, rap like this, like this.
Not this transparent.
Nah. So I was like, like, to talk about that is different. And I maybe it's been a while, but I've never heard a rapper open up in that way, especially given his background, right? Because, you know what I'm saying? So, this was dope. Like, and him diving into it in depth in the way he did and presenting the music video too, like it was a therapy session. You know what I mean? Like he was really consulting consoling in someone about the situation, man, and was just sharing his trauma, not only to that person, you know what I mean, visually, but to the world. So I thought this record is dope. This is one of my favorite records probably of the year so far.
I would 100% agree, man. I thought that the level of vulnerability in the storytelling here of him just being open about the entire situation and the amount of detail that he goes into in this record, man, and just even the hook, man. Like the hook, they tell me that I'm okay and all of this, and it's really a very deep and heartfelt record. And I think that hearing an artist like YG, who we don't associate with it, which I don't know why, because when you listen to some of his early work, YG has songs like this where he's talking about his pain and trauma and stuff like that. But usually it's a tie to stuff that he went through in the streets more so than something like this that happened to him, being a victim of something as a child. So I think that this was completely just a dope moment for hip hop, man. I think it's a discussion that needs to be had because you don't hear a lot of men talk about their experiences when it comes to older women preying on them. And I think that it's an important conversation. And I think that he was able to do it in a way where that still made a fire rap song.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people aren't able to do that. A lot of people aren't, especially today, aren't able to talk about stuff like this and still make it into a dope concept song that people will want to actually sing along to the hook and actually like and listen to. But I think this is both. Like, this is a song I would go back to just because it's just a fire song.
Absolutely.
Even if he never mentioned his experience and his trauma, it still would be a dope song. So he was able to do both, man. And shout out to YG for this, man. This gave me a new level of respect and reverence for him as an artist, for sure.
Same. And again, like with YG, he's always talked about like street life, things of that nature, and just like growing up in. Because I think he's from Compton too.
Yeah.
But I've never heard him talk about like something like this as in depth, because what we're accustomed to hearing, at least for me, is like, oh yeah, I was 14 messing with such and, you know what I mean, and we just kind of like. Some listeners just go past that and don't really think about like the actual implications of what that experience with that young man who was a child then, what that would like, inevitably lead to. You know what I mean? And so the fact that he opened up about it, bro, I think you're right. It'll open up even wider discussion on essay and other things of that nature, bro. That's dope.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also would say we've heard other celebrities, both rappers, musicians, and actors, come out and talk about that being their experience, but they usually do it in interviews.
Oh, true.
I've heard a lot of people come out in interviews. I heard Common come out and talk about that in interviews. I've heard what's some other artists?
Terry Crews, not an artist, but
Terry Crews, R. Kelly. I mean, he's talked about it in an interview.
Will Smith talked about it in an interview, I think, maybe. Maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah, I know. I've heard a lot of people in the last like maybe 5 years really start telling their stories and testimonials about it. And D-Ray,
D-Ray Davis?
D-Ray Davis came out and he talked about it on the Breakfast Club. And
he did. You're
yeah,
right.
and talked about those 2 women who took advantage of him, his mom's friends. You know what I mean? So so there's been more and more people talking about their experiences with that, which is and D-Ray's a comedian, so he kind of made a joke. He joked about it a little bit, but you could tell, you know, it impacted him. And I think that is to hear somebody. This is probably the first time in hip hop, and I could be wrong. Maybe there's other songs like this, but this is the first time I've heard a rapper, a mainstream rapper, talk about it in a male, talk about it in a song as like how it traumatized them.
Exactly.
This is the first time I've
never heard it like
Me
this
neither.
before.
Me neither. And of course, I haven't heard every rap song. If you've heard it before, leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
But I've never heard it. So for YG to take that, I'll even say risk, you know what I mean, of putting out something like this into the atmosphere, I got to salute it, man.
I have to. Because, again, like, it would be different if this was somebody like, I mean, God forbid, I don't want this to have happened to him, obviously, but like a Chance the Rapper, someone who's already had those conscious, like, messaging who aligns, and YG does in its own right, but who's more, I don't know, doesn't have a gangster image. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have that type of
machismo, bravado,
ultra masculine, like, necessarily, like, energy, whatever that means, right? But yeah, for him to do that, that could be perceived as a risk, and I think it was a well calculated one, bro. Like, this was dope.
Yeah. This made me look forward to his next project.
For sure.
If we're getting more transparent and more vulnerable and great storytelling like this, then I'm all in, man. So I would highly recommend checking out this song if you have not listened to it. It's called YG featuring Buddy. It's called 2004, and I'm guessing that's the year it happened. I'm guessing that was my tie-in to why he named it 2004.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure y'all check that out, man. Dope record.
This is dope.
Yeah. On another note, man. Recently,
DaBaby, let's talk about it, man.
DaBaby had a freestyle on Power 106. It was a Leakers freestyle. I think he said that it was the 200th episode of their show.
Which is dope, yeah.
What did you think about it, man?
Yo. Every time that man gets on Leakers, dog, I don't know what gets into him. Well, he's dope already. We already know DaBaby is dope. And I've heard other freestyles outside of it, but it's something about that man going next to bro, I'm not sure who the DJ's name is offhand, but
don't have me.
Whatever it is, man. And you could tell even before he started freestyling, they already knew what was coming.
Yeah,
you could already tell he was like, "You got DaBaby. You already know what to expect, bro. He's about to go crazy," and that's exactly what happened, bro. It's something about those two people, that platform, whatever it is, he goes crazy every time. I think bro is undefeated on there, bro.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. And not only there, anywhere he's gone, but there, he's really shown out there.
Yeah.
And man, you know, one thing we got to stop, and you know, I feel like people get a narrative of them placed on them as artists, and then it just kind of sticks. I remember people for a while saying that DaBaby used to only use the same flow. Y'all need to stop saying that.
Y'all have to stop saying
Y'all have to stop saying that.
Absolutely.
Like, there's no way you listen to any of this and was like, he's doing the same flow. It's not possible. He switched his flow at least 10 times.
Yeah.
And did some very difficult ones.
Yeah.
Like DaBaby has been rapping. Anytime he gets in front of a microphone, and freestyles and does any type of performance like this, it's full of theatrics. There's bars. There's a crazy level of energy.
Yeah,
it's a sight to behold.
It is,
and we really have to start talking about DaBaby differently. I think he needs to put out more music.
For sure. Consistent.
I know he had a project that we covered on here before. There was like more of a short EP.
Yeah, mixtape.
Mixtape EP, which was dope though.
It was really good, actually.
Really good.
Yeah, we talked about that.
But I would say like we need more music, and I think that's what's going to change the conversation, because I was like, soon he can't keep doing this and we're talking. Yeah, man. So shout out to DaBaby, man. Keep on. If he keeps putting out stuff like this, man, I'm going to continue to check out every freestyle, every song,
every single one,
every project that you drop. So yeah, shout out to DaBaby, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, rap, man. I like rappers rapping, man. I like that's the energy again, man. I want to hear y'all rap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And up next, man, we got another artist who we want to cover, man. We have a Philly legend.
We do.
Who was actually just had a street named after him in Philly.
He did. He was here, what was it, last week? Yeah, man.
Yeah,
he stopped by his old high school, Overbrook High School, I believe is where he went to. And he did, for those that watch Sneaker Shopping, for those that watch Sneaker Shopping on Complex, he was just at Lapstone and Hammer in Philly, Center City, and did some shopping for those same students at his old high school. He bought them a bunch of shoes, man. So,
nice.
Yeah, my man's really made a tour, made a whole week of this, it feels like. But, yeah.
Nice, man. He did it right before he released his album. So,
exactly.
Recently, Will Smith released his album, his reintroduction into the hip-hop game. For those who do not know, I've had students who didn't know Will Smith used to rap, which to me is crazy, especially being outside of Philly. But Will Smith is the first hip-hop artist to receive a Grammy Award.
Yes.
He has been making music for a very, very long time. We're talking since 80s. So
yeah,
he recently decided to release a project called Based on a True Story.
Yeah.
And it's a 14 songs?
14 songs.
14 songs. A few of them are skits, so really probably about 10 songs.
Yeah, roughly.
9-10 songs.
It's a pretty tight project, only 37 minutes.
Yeah, which is really short. So, what were your thoughts when you listened to this project? I know you've been hyping it up more than I have. You've been like, man, I can't wait till this Will Smith project drops.
So listen, I want to first start this off positively. So you already know where I'm going. Our R&R listeners, you already know where I'm going. But I will say, though, like, I watched the interview Will Smith talk to Kendrick Lamar and Jay-Z. He asked, how should I approach this album now I want to do? I want to do a new album. And so they gave him advice, just be you, be authentically yourself, talk about everything you don't want to talk about, hence the name Based on a True Story. So that's
a
how
crazy board of directors to have.
It is, though. Isn't it, though?
To consult before your album with Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so listening to this album, man, I also want to reiterate, he looked out for those high school students. We're throwing all the positives in there. Okay.
I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I love Will Smith.
I love Jada, too.
I love Men in Black. I love, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I love Will Smith is an icon.
He is, though.
A literal icon.
In every way except this album. So it starts off, bruh. It starts off with, I guess it's international barbers. I don't know what this means. But basically, he's having barbershop conversations to himself and his man, DJ Jazzy Jeff, B. Simone. Jazzy Jeff, I just interviewed a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Dope guy.
And now you finna diss his mans.
Yeah, I will. I'm sorry. And then he starts off, like basically the album kicks off by saying stuff that we've already heard for the last 3 years, right? To an extent. It's like, Will Smith isn't this. He shouldn't have slapped Chris Rock and like all this other stuff. Which to me is like, this is his first album, right? Like, so since that incident in many years. So I get like the desire to want to tackle it, but I think it's already been talked about enough, personally to me. So for me, I didn't really like, and I'll get into the sound of the album. Has this very like, and it sounds very consistent. Like I think a lot of the songs sound like they belong on a project together. So I'll say that is a positive. I think some of the production is very grandiose, but I don't think it necessarily works for me. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I could see it being a almost like a Big Sean-esque, like, this is happy music I'm making right now, or this is like deeply personal music I'm making now. Here's the stage for it. But I didn't really like it. I didn't really like the production for it.
And you know what? To me, the project sounded very Hamilton. I don't know if you've seen. That's not an insult, by the way. I just want to say that I liked Hamilton.
I'm laughing because that's accurate.
Outside of the historical inaccuracies, you know what I mean.
Many of them,
and the downplay of a lot of racism, and that's a whole other story. But outside of that, Hamilton was dope. But when I say this sounds like Hamilton, it sounds very like. It felt like I should be watching a play with it. I didn't think it was bad. I just thought that it sounded different than what the type of music that I listen to regularly. It sounded very theatrical, even from his rapping style to the production to like the content. It just sounded very theatrical, like I'm watching a play.
And I'm glad we didn't talk about the album before, because that's exactly how it sounds. Like even him projecting, it's almost like he
can't help it. He's Will Smith.
Yeah, how I was thinking was like, I was like, it's almost like a stage. What I meant is like he's speaking to an audience. Obviously, every rapper does that when they record a song, but this seems very musical.
Very musical. Yeah. I am Aladdin. I am alive. I am. It's very like that. It sounds like a play. You know what I mean? This could easily be a play, and I think that's how I was hearing it. So when I'm listening to it, I was like, this isn't the type of music I listen to, because there are some people who love that type of music, like Hamilton. Hamilton probably has gone platinum, or like just off streams.
My girl watches it, listens to the soundtrack.
I know people who love the Hamilton sound. So this is not an insult. I'm just saying that's what it sounded like to me. I'm not somebody who listens to that. So did I enjoy most of it? No. Yeah. But I can also listen to it and say I could tell that the music wasn't bad. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think it was bad music. I didn't think his rapping was bad. It just was really theatrical and very he overly pronounced a lot of words, and it was just very big. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that Will Smith does voice acting and is one of the greatest actors of all time. So I'm not shocked by that.
I don't know, man. I just didn't.
You ain't trying to bail it out like that.
No, because that is a great point. And I'm glad you said that, because that to me opens up my eyes. I'm not afraid to admit that. Like, now that you said that, I can understand what he was now going for. Because listening to it, bro, like by the third time, I'm like, I don't get it. Like,
yeah. No. When I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, this isn't my type of music. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I was able to listen to it and be like, this is my type of music. But I tried to detach that and just listen to it like completely, almost try to be objective about it. And I was listening to it and I was like, oh, I see what he was trying to do here. Yeah. It's just not the type of music that I like. So but there were a couple songs that I liked. Mm-hmm. One of which is Work of Art.
I love Work of Art.
That's one of the songs I like the most on here, which is featuring Jaden and Russ. That one I really, really liked. I liked that song. I liked I Thought You Can Make It was good. Yeah. I thought featuring Friday.
I love that song.
And the Sunday Service Choir. I love that one. All in all, like I said, it's not a project for me. Yeah. But if you like Hamilton,
you'll like this.
You'll like this. If you like theatrical I'm not gonna say even Christian music, because there's a couple curse words he slipped up in here. Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, all right.
But that's the vibe I got too. I thought this was like a very, like within that vein, obviously, but a little bit more, not as restrictive, I guess.
Yeah, definitely I could tell. And the dope thing about artists like Will Smith still putting out music, they don't have to chase. Nothing. They don't need anybody to buy it. Mm-mm. Will Smith is not relying on music income. So he can really make the type of project he wants to make with complete and total freedom.
And with passion, full passion too. This is clearly a passion project.
Absolutely. And for that, salute it. Like I said, there's a few songs I rock with. The ones I gave you, I like. Like I said, my favorite one on here is the one with Jaden Smith. Yeah.
I like Beautiful Scars too. Like in the context of this album, we talked about that before this episode too. Before the album.
Absolutely, that one worked well on there. And all in all, man, like I said, it's not a project for me, but I still would recommend checking it out.
Sure, I would. if you liked it,
it's crazy.
Because
it's Will Smith, man.
It's Will Smith. Hey, yeah, he's a hip hop legend. Like however you slice it, for real. Like first to win a Grammy, and he did major numbers. Like he's hit all the kind of like checkpoints or check boxes like you would imagine like at one point a superstar in rap would have.
Absolutely.
So, got to give him his props.
Yeah, man. Salute Will Smith, man. Like I said, not our favorite album. Yeah. But I see what you were trying to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, where would you rate? Because I asked Charlamagne the same question. Charlamagne the God that I'm going to ask you. Where does Will Smith, or how would you rank your top 5 Philly rappers of all time? Where would you rank them, and where does Will Smith fall? If he falls
That's a great question. So if I'm thinking Philly rappers, I'm going to be honest, man, I can't not put Will Smith in there.
Mm-hmm. I can't fault you at all.
Will Smith has to be in there. And Will Smith, just because of accolades and how far he was able to take it, and impact, I'd say... And he got a class, he got Summertime as a classic record. Yeah. He got a couple classic records, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Get Jiggy With It. I don't know if that's a classic record, but you know what I mean?
That's a classic.
People know it, his rendition of Wild Wild West. I mean, I don't know, man. So I'm going to go, off the top of my head, without
Yeah.
seeing a list of all of them, Black Thought is in there.
Absolutely.
Benny Siegel was in there.
Absolutely. Easy.
I don't care what nobody say. Y'all, this new generation can do y'all little memes and all that. Meek Mill is in there.
Who?
I don't care.
Because people try to discredit him. He's one of them
bro,
people that people try to discredit. You're
They
absolutely
do.
right.
I don't care what
He's
the
top
internet.
five.
I don't
He's
care
top
what the
five.
internet and academics and them are talking about. We're not what Meek Mill put on. He is the new generation of Philly. Like he is the rapper who was able to keep Philly up here as far as rap goes.
That's a fact, man.
I don't. Without Meek, if Meek doesn't happen, people forget about Philly rap outside of Philly.
That's kind of true.
Who else was there when Meek
On the
in the
same
mainstream?
plane.
In the mainstream,
Because before Meek, who would you have said? I would have said Cassidy.
I would have said Cassidy.
But that's like
That's a big
10-year
gap. Yeah, that's a big gap between
Yeah.
Cassidy and Meek.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm putting Meek in there, and Meek just got some dope. Like Championships is a classic.
I think
album.
Championships is one of my favorite albums.
Some of those Rich Forever joints, classic.
Yeah,
like
man.
I ain't even getting into the mixtape. But I know Philly people herald a lot of his
Dream
mixtapes.
Chasers, all
Dream
that.
Chasers, all, like
Shit, come on.
come
bro.
on. Meek is in there for me. So
Yeah.
if I'm putting Black Thought, Meek Mill, who else did I say? Meek Mill.
You said Beans.
Beans. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
I'm putting Eve in there.
Of course. Come on, bro. People act like Eve didn't rap or she ain't from Philly. Like either one. Eve is in there, bro.
Eve is in there.
Yeah.
And Will Smith might not be top 5 there.
Because there's so much, bro.
because then I haven't even.
Because who else squeezes in there? Does Cassidy? Do you take Cassidy over Will?
No.
Do you take Young Chris or the Young Gun?
Well,
over
yeah,
Will?
hold on. Let me not say it like that. I said that way too fast. Cassidy is hard.
Cassidy is amazing.
Cassidy was a legend.
That was
and
my favorite rapper as a kid.
Yeah, when I used to watch all his YouTube videos and freestyles and all that. So let me not say it fast like that. I'm just saying as far as like accolades and hits and like impact. I don't know impact. He had a lot of impact too, though.
He did.
Will Smith, it's hard, man, because Will Smith really jumped out pretty fast.
Yeah.
Not really, though. He was rapping
wild.
for a while.
He was around for like 10 years rapping. Semi-consistent.
Because even like, I think his last probably big album that people know about was Millennium, and that was like 2000.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's hard,
tough,
bro.
bro.
I don't know who that fifth spot goes to. It can go to Will Smith. It can go to Cassidy. It can go to, if you want to go just off legendary status, it can go to Schoolie D.
It could. It could.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
PSK,
hard.
man, that's the birth of gangster rap as we know it.
Literally. So I don't know. Who you got?
Yo, so for me, it may be controversial. I'm putting
You finna
Beans
put Uzi?
first.
Oh, I thought you was finna say Lil Uzi, man. I was gonna flip this table over.
Never. Nah, not in top 5. That's crazy. I would say among whatever. That's a whole nother list. But all time list, I'm putting Beans over, and I love Black Thought. He's a great talent. But like as far as music that really resonates with me, I'm putting Beans.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I'm putting Beans first.
I don't think people put Black Thought there just off pure rapping ability.
Yeah.
He got classics too, but Beans impacted people differently.
For sure. So Beans, I'll put Black Thought second. Ooh, man. Who else?
And mind you, we're not from Philly.
I know. So if y'all mad at me, yo, if I ain't put Ochino, Sparks, or
yeah, I don't know. Some.
I haven't heard their music enough. I think Young Chris is definitely not in my top 5, but like people don't talk about how influential he was to Jay-Z's flow. People don't talk about that at all. I'm looking this up, bro. I ain't embarrassing myself, bro. Hold on, man.
You pulling up the list.
So okay.
Oh,
so,
you ain't give me the opportunity to pull up the list.
I didn't say you couldn't.
Now people-
I didn't say you couldn't. All right.
Now I'm standing on my 4. I don't know.
Honestly, that's a good list, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So, all right, this is tough. All right, Beans first, Black Thought second. I will put Meek Mill third, and then fourth.
Oh, we got the same list there.
Yeah, basically. Putting fourth, I'm putting Eve, and then fifth.
Oh, we got the same 4. All right.
Fifth, nah, I'm putting Cassidy over Eve. I'll put Eve fifth. Cassidy fourth. But I think like Will
Cassidy,
isn't in my top 5.
Cassidy he might not be in mine either because Cassidy impacted the way that people rapped.
Exactly.
I feel like Cassidy made people do the punchlines back to back. Like
yes.
Like I don't think we get some of the rappers that we got without Cassidy really pushing people to rap better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Do we really get that? I know it's different, but do we get the Big Sean flow where he's like flowing in the early 2010s?
With
like,
the straight punchline.
I don't think we getting that.
I don't know if we get Wayne's run.
Ooh. Woo!
That's a hot take, but
It's a hot take.
I don't know if we get all of that mixtape Wayne without that Cassidy. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Because Cassidy was doing
because Cassidy, what he was doing, even on Smack and all us watching, you know, Cassidy was different, man. So I don't know.
Yeah. Dang. Who makes the
Freeway too?
No, so I
forgot about Freeway.
So he's an honorable mention for me. I was
honorable
gonna say
mention is Freeway for sure
because he got hits, he got classics.
And I'm not. Yeah, I got to sit down and think, man. Am I gonna put between Eve and Freeway? Freeway is I ain't gonna lie. Freeway probably got the most iconic verse.
Oh, he probably does though.
If my sneaks start leaning.
Yeah. And his voice, like he just got a Philly voice, like classic.
Yeah, when I think of Philly's voice, I think of Freeway.
I think of Freeway. Man, it's tough, bro.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Philly got some legends, man.
They got some legends. Ah, man.
Yeah,
tough,
y'all let us know, man. Let us know.
I'm gonna be so mad at me. They're going in the captions. They're gonna be like, "How can you not say such and such? How can you not say like?" You know what I mean? But we're not from here though.
We're not from Philly. I'm from Chicago. He's from Ohio. We are from the Midwest. So we're just saying this as outsiders.
Yeah.
Who love hip hop. These are and we got the same lists. So
we do. This
is what we got.
I don't feel like those are bad lists though.
I feel like that list is solid.
It's solid though. Like it's hard to.
Like these young kids probably don't know Eve used to rap.
Exactly, and they don't know how well she rapped.
Eve was hard. Yeah. Y'all go listen to Love Is Blind. Y'all go listen to y'all don't just listen to the Pops to Who's That Girl and all that. Now go to some of them Rough Riders tapes, man. Y'all go listen to Eve. Like Eve was hard.
She could really rap, bro.
Eve was hard. So.
And we got new school folks that you know what I mean? But I wouldn't put them in my top 5 quite yet. Like, I think Tierra Whack is amazing. I think...
yeah, for sure.
You're not an Uzi fan. I think Uzi's earlier work is great, but, like, nah, I wouldn't put them in that upper echelon quite yet. No,
not yet. But Meek, I'm not...
Yeah, we can't.
I'm not negotiating Meek with people.
On,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't care what y'all think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care what little meme y'all have made of Meek or any. I don't care.
Yeah.
Meek has made some amazing music, and I'll say, you know, some people don't give Meek the credit he deserves for his introspective and his more conscious records. Because Meek has some. Like if you go listen to Oodles and Noodles, baby. Go listen to Trauma. Go listen to, like, Meek has some amazing records. So, like, I'm not negotiating Meek. I'm being honest. No. Meek is on this list. No matter
immovable, bro.
The fifth spot can be moved around. I'm not Meek. Meek is not he's not 5. He's number 3 or 4 to me.
Yeah. I think that's valid, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all can be mad then, bro.
Yeah, man. Look, I'm sorry.
All right, man. Let's close this out. Hidden hits, man. What hidden hits do you got lined up, brother?
Man, hidden hits, man. Let me see what songs.
Our favorite joint.
Yeah, man. This is our favorite segment, man. Hidden hits, where we get to put y'all on some music that you might not know. Some of you all might know it, but these are songs that weren't hits, weren't mainstream. Giant songs, but are songs that should have been hits because of how fire they are. So some will be old, some will be new, but these will be records that you definitely need to go and check out.
Definitely.
So one for me that I'm going to say is Jay-Z, Say Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Off of American Gangster.
Uh-huh.
Amazing record. And that is one of the songs, one of my favorite, it's hard to say one of my favorite Jay-Z songs because there are so many, but definitely a Jay-Z song that I love. Very deep messaging. The production is crazy on there. Yeah, man, just a really profound song, and man, the lyrics I just resonated with a lot.
Yeah.
So check out "Say Hello" by Jay-Z. That's one of mine. We can go back and forth with it. What you got?
Yo, listen, so a throwback one, I would say One Shot Deal by Beanie Sigel and Redman. For those that don't know, Redman is one of my favorite MCs, especially East Coast MCs of all time. There's a Dark Side, I think, is one of my favorites. That's probably top 15, top 20 album of all time for me personally. And so this is, I went back to this album because it's 20th anniversary of The Becoming. So I've been listening, and that was a standout record for me. A newer one that I've really been rocking with is 2. Ain't My Fault, La Russell, Busta Rhymes, Mike G Beats. Fire joint. Like, you got to listen to that. If you already a La Russell fan, that much easier. But if you're a fan of those other two artists as well, like I think you'll really like the collaboration together. And then last, I would say Uno the Activist. He dropped a new album that I've been really rocking with. That's definitely one to play in the whip. I would say Bowl, or Bow. Like I would say, is that Bow? Yeah, whatever. So Bow, like I would say, I can't read, yo. Bow is the one I've been listening to and playing the most for sure. So
okay.
that's my list, yeah.
Okay, and then I give y'all a few more. This is another older one. Ludacris, Jeezy, Grew Up a Screw Up.
Okay.
Hard.
All right.
Hard. I'm gonna give y'all Freddie Gibbs, Brick Fees.
Okay. All right.
Another one that
Freddie
I want to
G,
give
man,
y'all.
you can't go wrong.
Freddie Gibbs, man. Let me see if there's one more I want to hit y'all with. Let's go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give y'all the La Russell one too, man. I give y'all Lebanese.
Okay, I need to listen to that one.
Lebanese, and then I want to give y'all an older joint. I'm gonna give y'all an older one. I'm gonna give y'all Pac.
Okay.
Made in Words.
Okay, yeah.
That was the one that reincarnated by Kendrick Lamar is a rendition of.
Was that a posthumous record too, or am I tripping?
No, it was on the It was on the soundtrack for an album.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't on one of his own albums. It was on the soundtrack for what movie was this? This was
that the documentary movie?
No, it was on the soundtrack for Gang Related, a movie called Gang Related.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah, no, there's a video for it and everything. Fire video, visuals. Yeah. So yeah, man, check those out. Those are some records that I would recommend, man. And yeah, man, stay tapped in with us at Rap and Reason Podcast, bro. We'll keep giving you all hidden hits each week, but we'll keep giving y'all breakdowns of different albums. Also, if there's an album that you want us to break down,
yes,
old or new,
yes,
put it in the comments, man. We always looking for new ideas and are open to new ideas for different topics. So yeah, man.
Absolutely. And we're back in the studio, man. Expect that every week from here on out. We promise. We're making that commitment.
Yes, making a commitment, man. We back in studio. We've heard y'all. We know y'all like it best when we're recording in studio, and we'll continue to do so, man. So stay tapped in. Make sure y'all are following us on social media, man, at Rap and Reason on TikTok, Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Do that.
Make sure that y'all are listening. For those who are listening on audio platforms, if you listen on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, make sure that y'all are rating us and just sharing it, man.
Yeah.
Letting people know that this is the hottest hip hop show out there.
Because it is, man.
Yeah, definitely, brother. I don't think it's too many people on earth who know hip hop more than us, man.
Nah, I don't think so, bro.
Nah.
We're writing a whole book about it. We do this, like we interviewing folks, like it's our domain.
It's our domain, man. Yeah. And y'all stay on the lookout. 2026, our book is coming. Conscious Rap Lives. How J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar saved hip hop will be on a bookshelf near you, in a store near you.
Yes.
2026, man. So stay on the lookout for that as we start wrapping that up. So we'll see y'all next week. Rap and Reason, we out.